Hello and welcome to another MMS speaker interview video. This is a video series where we're talking to speakers from the Midwest Management Summit, and today we have Travis and Marcel. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey Lee.
Hey, Lee.
Hey, so you guys are going to be speakers at this year's MMS. First of all, Travis and Marcel, could you just quickly introduce yourselves, tell us who you are, what you do, what your role is at your company, and then let's jump into talking about your session.
All right, so I'll go first. I'm Travis Wright. I'm the Director of Product Management at Cyerson. And Cyerson is a software and services company specializing in System Center. So I run the software product side of the Cyerson business. And prior to joining Cyerson, I was a principal program manager at Microsoft on the System Center engineering team for 11 years.
Yeah, my name is Marcel Zehner. I work for a company called ITNetX back in Switzerland, and we're helping customers building cloud and data center and also workplace platform based on Microsoft technologies, mainly System Center and Hyper-V. And myself, I'm mainly focused on service manager and automation things, so all projects around service management stuff. And yeah, because of that, I have some background on this. And I became an MVP some years ago. I can't even remember, I guess back in 2012 or something.
Okay, great. So your session holds some particular interest to me because I'm also a service manager guy. This is the new Rubik's Cube inside the Service Manager CMDB. And for those of us in the know with Service Manager, you'll kind of say the CMDB is really everything. I mean, the CMDB is the power of Service Manager. So could you guys just either take turns, tell us a little bit about this session, just what is kind of the abstract for this session?
Mm-hmm. Do you want to take that, Travis?
Sure. So, the Service Manager CMDB is the database where you would store everything that you care about managing. It could be servers, network devices, mobile devices, software, service components like databases, websites, and Windows services. It couldn't really be anything. And then once you have populated that CMDB database in Service Manager, you can then relate those things that you care about managing to work items like incidents, change requests, and so on. So for example, you could have a change request which says that you're going to move this database from this server to this server. And when you create that change request work item, you can then relate that change request to that database and to the source server that you're moving it from, and then the target server. And so that way you can kind of keep a relationship. And over time, you build up an interesting web of relationships between your configuration items, and your work items. And that can be an interesting thing to look at from a reporting perspective as well. So it really just kind of helps people have a very concrete understanding of exactly what it is that they're working on by populating that CMDB with all that information. And so in this session, we'll talk about, just in general terms, what is a CMDB, why is it useful? We'll talk about how to get data into that CMDB using the out-of-the-box connectors that are provided in Service Manager to things like Operations Manager, Configuration Manager, Active Directory, and so on. And we'll also talk about some more advanced concepts like how to get your own custom types of data modeled into the CMDB so that you can store additional types of things that you care about, and then talk about how to get that data into the CMDB using some other approaches like CSV data imports or creating custom connectors. Anything you want to add to that, Marcel?
Yeah, I think so. So our goal, or also my goal, is to really go deep into the data model and explain what it's all about, how it can be customized for all customer needs at the end, and also how we can bring in data from surrounding management systems where we don't have an out-of-the-box connector.
Sure, and I know the point of this conference is to really go into detail on some of these subjects, to go deep. Would you feel like if there's an attendee at the conference or someone thinking about going to the conference, if they didn't have much experience with Service Manager before coming to this session, do you think they'd still find value in it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and we're all there to learn. And so, if you come in with no knowledge of Service Manager, you're still going to learn something. It may be more of a steep learning curve for you coming into it, but you'll absolutely learn some things coming into that session. And, we'll start out in kind of general terms, just make sure everybody's on the same page about what we're talking about. And from there, we'll go deeper and deeper throughout the session and get more and more technical.
Yep.
Sure. Yeah, and I know, I think this session is going to be really interesting because I know there's a lot of guys out there, they may focus on one particular area of System Center, and Service Manager is such a component of the System Center stack that you can really tie all these pieces together. So I would imagine in your session we'll talk about, okay, here's all this information you have in Config Manager, now let's do something with it or report off of it in another way with Service Manager. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do. So Travis, Marcel, I think we got the basics on your session down. It sounds really cool. Travis, you did a great job telling us kind of in detail what we're going to see at the session. How can people find you online, or maybe follow you or find out more about your session even now before the conference starts?
Okay, great. So people can follow me online. My Twitter handle is radtravis, R-A-D Travis, or you can contact me at syrison@travis.wright@syrison.com. And prior to coming into the session, if you're not that familiar with Service Manager or the CMDB, a great place is just to go search that term, Service Manager CMDB, online, and you'll likely find prior sessions from Tech Ed that have been presented by speakers such as Marcel and myself, or you can hit the Service Manager blog at blogs.technet.com/b/Service Manager.
Yeah, and you can follow me on my Twitter handle at Marcel Zehner, or also on my blog, http://marcelzehner.ch. And I have lots of stuff on there talking about the CMDB, how to extend it, a little bit about Visual Studio, authoring extensions, so also things that we will see in the session, of course.
Sure. Well, hey guys, I want to thank you very much for taking the time to do this interview with us. I hope everyone watching is really excited for your session. I know I am. So, hey guys, thanks a lot for joining me, and we'll see you guys and Marcel and Travis at MMS.
Okay, thanks, Lee.
All right.
Thanks Lee. Thanks. Bye-bye.